Oh, hey, did you know that Brett Cooper is getting married? She got engaged
Oh
recently.
no, her audience is gonna go.
I know. So that was what was making me laugh is
Yeah.
that like conservative guys make fun of like OnlyFans girls
Yeah.
and stuff and like make fun of the guys that subscribe to OnlyFans,
Hmm.
and then they just go online and openly simp for
Yeah, exactly.
Brett Cooper. And like I'm not
Yeah.
comparing your OnlyFans girl at all,
No,
but
yeah.
that's what they're doing is basically the same thing.
Hi, welcome to Penitent Thieves with Josh Mumby, and today I'm having a conversation with my good friend Ethan.
I want men to be a better version of themselves and drive Bugattis.
Our conversation ranges from things like masculinity, singleness, online dating, and the perils of being chronically online. Also, if you didn't know, this show is available on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, just wherever you listen to podcasts. So thanks for listening, and God bless.
There's none of that,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on
I've
wait,
never done
what?
an interview before. This
Yeah.
is new to me. I've never done an
I don't know if
interview.
this is an interview. See, this is me like I don't know what's the word.
You're
Botching a
you're bringing
podcast.
this is no, this is you bringing on other people to interview you.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's not actually.
Does it seem that way a little bit?
No, no, you do a good job of like kind of steering the conversation a little bit, but like
Yeah.
mostly letting the other person talk.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
just that I'm kind of
Hmm.
I don't know what the word is, but
I think it's
I like to
I think it's
derail things.
I think it's awkward when you're good friends. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, it is
it
a
is
little
a
bit.
little awkward because then you're like, this just feels forced and weird.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I
I guess I could
mhm.
expand a little bit more on Andrew Tate's whole like philosophy and stuff.
I mean, if you want to,
We
but
could talk about that. I don't
I
know.
did want to ask you about like, I kind of wanted to make this video as like a part two of the one I did with Mark,
Yeah.
where it's like because I got a single person's perspective, which will be
Hmm.
different than yours, which is
Yeah.
because you're married. So
Yeah.
if you have any thoughts, if you want to roast Mark,
Yeah.
or no, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding, don't roast him.
This is my
But if,
rebuttal.
if you want to make a rebuttal about what he said, in peace and love, go ahead and any of your thoughts, you can kind of bounce them off me.
I watched it like a couple days ago, like when you first uploaded it. So I don't like. I would have to try and remember some of his main points that he said, but I don't really think that there was anything that he said that I would necessarily disagree with, to be honest.
Hmm.
Um, I think so. You're wanting to get my perspective on like the dating world and like relationships and stuff, and like the loneliness
Yeah.
epidemic.
Hmm.
I think part of that that some people tend to overlook, like part of the loneliness epidemic, is just demographics. Because statistically speaking, like there are less children being born for the past couple like the population
Hmm.
pyramid is slowly being inverted, and this is just me repeating things that I've heard other people say on YouTube, so don't take all this with a
Hmm.
grain of salt. But like if you grew up in like the 60s and 70s, the majority of people would have been the same age as you. Like if you were a boomer,
Hmm.
the boomers were like the largest generation at the time. So the majority of people in the world would have been your age. But now the overall demographics have shifted. So more people are older. And so there's just less people in the dating market in general. So that's one thing that makes it harder for
Hmm.
people to find, a relationship is just there's less people to choose from.
Yeah. Wait, but if it shrinks, wouldn't it? Um, I mean, wouldn't there still be the same like general number of male and female, right? Ratio? I
I
mean, the
don't
same
think
ratio.
so because I think it's more spread out. I don't think it's like Like
Hmm.
you have to take into consideration that like people are also going to college less, and like people are
Yeah.
becoming more isolated as soon as they graduate from high school.
Hmm.
Like people are just making less friends. So like I don't know. And again, like take everything with a grain of salt, but uh I think just in general, like it's just the it's harder to go out and make friends in the real world than it has been in the
Hmm.
past.
Oh, okay.
So that
It's
definitely affects.
hmm
Go ahead.
Is it like if we were in the 70s and we were at some little Baptist church, there were much more young people there probably
Yeah,
than
definitely.
now. Even if the preachers are talking about, oh, all them young people are going out and whatever.
Yeah,
I
they're
forgot that
going
this
out
is a
and
Christian
driving in
podcast.
cars. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, they're you know what I
they're
mean, being
sitting in
crazy.
cars together and talking. Yeah,
Yeah. Um
crazy stuff like that.
well, it was the 60s. They did a lot back then.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But no, I think sorry, this is just going to be 45 minutes of us both starting to talk at the same time and
No, go
then
ahead.
thing. No, you go ahead. No, you go
No, go
ahead.
ahead. No, this happens in real life too, so it's fine.
Yeah. But I was just going to say that's one factor that definitely makes it harder for it's just the demographic, like there's just less young people in general, and people are more isolated than they have been in the past, and people like it's become like you don't really make friends in person after high school anymore, at least I like for the most part. I feel like the majority of people, like once they graduate from like college and they start working at a place, like you're kind of locked in for a while.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's less common to go out and socialize,
Hmm.
and I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense considering that men typically they just become friends with the people that they're next to, right?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
if let's say the guys you work with are all old enough to be your dad, it's a little
Yeah,
harder, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Like not my current job, but the job that I had before. All of my coworkers were older than my parents,
Hmm.
and like we were doing landscaping. It was like
Yeah.
manual labor stuff, and I was just working with a bunch of 50-year-olds. So
Yeah.
that's kind of weird.
Hmm.
But I think for guys, so like it depends. Here's the thing: like I'm coming from a very different perspective than probably the majority of people because I was raised in church and like going to youth camps where I was like able to actually talk to people my own age, and then I was able to go to college with a lot of people that I had gone to youth camps with, and I had already had those like social connections built to some extent. But like if you didn't grow up in church and like you all of a sudden start going to church, it's going to take a long time for you to actually build that community up.
Hmm.
And so I'm coming from a very privileged, like blessed, however you want to say it. I'm coming from a very like a privileged place where I was able to like
Hmm.
actually have
Yeah.
those connections.
Do you feel like compared to a lot of other young guys now, do you feel like you're the boomer who bought the house at $15,000? You know?
A little bit, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Mhm.
still trying to buy the house for $15,000. I still haven't
Mhm.
gotten there. Well, but
Well, you go
I
back in
definitely,
time 40 years and then you make
yeah,
sure to, buy low, sell high, so.
yeah, yeah. You just got to time the market right by being born 40 years ago. That's the key.
Yeah. But
But
I feel like a lot of it, my advice about dating, although I think that it's true, I think it ends up being like it sounds like boomer advice, you know.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
you should go to church, which I agree with, but I don't know what else to tell people though,
I could definitely understand someone being like, "Well, yeah, I mean, easy for you to say. You're already married." Like
Yeah.
I was married at 21, and like
Hmm.
I'm glad that I was able to do that. I'm like blessed. But I understand. Uh, like that. The majority of people are not going to be able to find somebody worth marrying, like at a young age anymore. Like it used to be
Mm-hmm.
much more common to just marry your high school or college sweetheart, and that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know,
Yeah.
that option just isn't there as much anymore.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that now I'm just kind of going off of a impression I have, but you can tell me if this sounds crazy or not. Do you think that part of this has to do with people thinking that they're more special than they actually are?
Um, do you mean guys, like guys
I
that
mean, I
want
mean
to
every,
find
I
somebody?
mean
You mean everybody? Yeah,
everybody, yeah. Because
people having too high of expectations.
yeah, I think so. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely possible. Uh, so I don't know if this was something that you ran into at college, but at the college that we went to,
Yeah.
it was it was pretty common for both guys and girls to have like a fully written out list of
Hmm.
attributes that they wanted in a future spouse. And like there's nothing in theory wrong with that,
Hmm.
but it's like uh you're really just kind of like eliminating the
Hmm.
vast majority of people that you could potentially talk
Yeah.
to
And then it's
just
weird
by
because,
doing that. And like,
yeah, like I saw some girl, she was writing out her list one time. I just like glanced over her shoulder and I saw that she wrote for must, it was white, but three times, you know?
yeah, yeah, that's a big one for people.
Yeah,
Yeah, some
definitely.
people. Not going to name any names or anything, but
Yeah.
no, I think I think you're just that's kind of a very surface like that. That's kind of no different than going on a dating app and saying must be 6 foot or taller. Like, yeah, there's no way you
Hmm.
can like there's no way you can really truly know something about a person based on those
Yeah.
attributes. So like you're
Yeah.
really just ruling out a bunch of people because like it was like stuff like she needs to play the piano and stuff like that. It's like
Yeah.
must be able to play, must be a volleyball
Yeah.
player at least 5'7". Like there
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's like you're just kind of kneecapping yourself
Hmm. Yeah. Well, because
by
it's like,
limiting the amount of people that you want to talk to.
wait, these are guys doing
Yeah,
these
yeah.
lists?
These are yeah.
Oh,
They
come,
were
they
guys
can't.
and girls.
I feel like the guys, they can't just have like standards like that on like petty things
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean?
No, it's not realistic. Yeah.
Like when it's not about your values, come on, that just seems a little excessive. Like, who do you think you are, man?
The thing is these people all assumed that that everyone around them all shared similar values. So they were like, well,
Yeah.
that's already taken care of. So I got to narrow it down a little bit more.
Hmm.
But like that really wasn't the case. We should probably stop talking about our college. We should probably move on to something a little bit more
Yeah.
general because
Um.
I don't want to throw any shade at
Yeah.
anybody.
No, I mean, well, I'll say this, and I probably shouldn't get into it too much, but I will say this. Um, the staff and faculty would say it too. They'd say there's a problem with dating there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they noticed that it was weird. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, it definitely was.
I think there's this weird. I think it probably had to do with feminism, but it hit the sort of like conservative Christian communities much later. But they're like that issue where like girls were very like untrusting of men, even if they were,
Yeah, definitely.
even if you grew up with them as like your brothers, they're still kind of like uncomfortable and like untrusting of them.
Yeah, there was this attitude that a lot of girls had where it was like they immediately assumed any guy that tried to talk to them was hitting on them and they were immediately like gross. Like why would they try to talk to me? I can't believe they're so obsessed with me.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
cringe.
I saw him like glance in my general direction like once or twice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that yeah, it is kind of weird. But I was gonna talk to Mark about this on the other day, but I'll ask you. It's about like dating apps. This kind of connects to what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
like with all these standards and like let's say with like dating apps, uh, all you see first is a picture of a person, you know,
Yeah.
and then like things that guys are like for guys, you have your like person, like if you're funny, if you're a very funny guy, that probably goes further than
Thank
just
you.
being. Oh, you're welcome. No, if you're funny, it probably goes further than being like I don't know, attractive. But attractive for men, it really doesn't mean anything in the same way that it does for women. Because a man is only
Yeah.
attractive insofar as he has like attractive qualities to go with it, and you really
Yeah.
can't see that if you are on a dating app. All you can see is the way that he presents himself in that one picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that dating apps just kind of like it's not impossible to find somebody worth marrying on a dating app, but it really just makes it kind of a game of Russian roulette
Hmm.
where it's just like pure chance because you can't tell anything about a person's actual personality or characteristics like unless it's
Hmm.
just like major red flags and it's like well obviously not them but
Yeah.
like beyond that uh you can't really tell anything about whether or not a person is worthwhile just from a picture and like two sentences describing them and like
Hmm.
emojis like sport
Yeah.
emojis like basketball and what like that doesn't say anything about who they are as a person and I feel like that's why like I feel like for the past I don't know how long it's been going on but definitely since I think COVID definitely made it worse um it's just like naturally developing community like and naturally developing friendships have just gotten harder like
Hmm.
just people don't like it seems like people it's harder for people to go out and socialize as much as it was that's
Hmm.
just like the vibe I get from what I see and like ideally that's how you would want to meet somebody is by becoming friends with them first at least that's
Yeah.
my opinion like you
Hmm.
want to know them know who they are as a person before you decide is it worthwhile to try and date this person um you don't want to just see like a picture and say oh they're attractive I'll give it a
Hmm.
shot and
Yeah.
then waste time and money to find out
Yeah.
that they're a waste of
You,
time
you know something that I think would probably what I think so you could take elements of what we have with modern online dating, you know, but
yeah
like something like Tinder or Grinder or all these specific all these these like dating apps they make
yeah
them so it's so coarse. It's such a coarse way of you know
yeah
but
definitely
a way to take elements from it and incorporate it into the real world in ways that actually work. I think like being set up on a date with by your friends and saying, "Oh, this
hmm
is my friend Emily" or whatever, and you show a picture of her, that's different,
yeah
because there's at
Yeah,
least a human
definitely.
connection
Yeah.
there, and someone can vouch for
But
you.
that's
Or
mutual friends.
that's
That's you
true,
meet them
yeah.
through mutual friends. That's different.
But I think, but that's probably the only circumstance that I think like seeing a picture of the person. I think that's the only
Yeah.
circumstance I'd be okay with. But then
Yeah.
another one is, I think speed dating. I've heard that speed dating actually works pretty well because
hmm
you sort of within about like 15 seconds, you kind of know if you just broadly, you kind of know if you'll get along with somebody,
Yeah.
and the accuracy to that actually is surprising. So
hmm
I think speed dating is a good idea, but so I think what people should do is then join some kind of community like a church or something, and
Yeah.
make sure they host like speed dating events so that you can meet somebody.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
don't know. Yeah.
No, I think going to like you said about going to church in the thing you did with Mark, like getting a job and going to church are like two important things to do.
Hmm.
And I would agree with that definitely. I think I would like maybe like expand on that a little bit because
Hmm.
I think you should probably get a job that that involves like learning something that you don't know how to do, like learning a skill. Like
Hmm.
getting like just getting a job in retail or whatever is not really
Hmm.
going to be worthwhile long term. You should try and get a job that involves you like learning a skill that can like actually become a career. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that's hard. That's easier said than done. But like,
Yeah.
I think that's definitely like, I think it's important because like it used to be you could just flip burgers. At least that's what they say. I haven't seen any evidence of this, but
Yeah.
people are like,
You
back in
flip
the
burgers and make
'60s,
fifty
my
thousand
grandpa
dollars.
flipped. Yeah, my grandpa flipped burgers at McDonald's and was able to afford a 6-bedroom home for
Yeah.
$25 a month. So I don't know, but definitely try and get a job that involves learning a skill and go to church. That's one that you need to do. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that it's just like for a lot of people that would just be a big step just to get out of the house is
Yeah.
to actually go to the
And
church.
see, that's the thing too. Like, uh, you mind if I just take us on like a small tangent just for a second?
Yeah,
I'll go back. I got a comment. I won't repeat it because it was like absurdly crude about I made a short about like conservative girls or something. I don't know if you saw it.
yeah.
Did you see that?
I think I did. I think I did. I'm not sure.
But in the comment, it was like an angry comment. It was something like, bro, who cares? Women only care about something, just something about women being gold diggers or and
Yeah,
something. And I wanted to respond with something like, I actually wanted, I almost did, but then I lost the comment. I don't know if he deleted it or something. But I was going to say something like, I'm sorry that your life ended up the way that it did and the things that led you to that point. That would lead you to feel this
yeah,
way. Because
yeah.
you don't just feel that for nothing, you know. But what it also shows though
I
is
mean, watching too much Andrew Tate could maybe
yeah, I was
push
going
you
to get into
to.
that. So like
Yeah,
it's a combination of having bad experiences with people, but then also your only encounters are online and you just see like dumb girls on, on
yeah,
dumb
yeah,
podcasts where the intention is to bully them,
yeah,
and you just hear guys. So it's like if you don't have a job and all you kind of do is stay inside your room doom
yeah,
scrolling at
yeah,
2 a.m. watching like manosphere bros talk about how women all they want to do is cheat and gold dig and this and that, like then don't expect love to fall into your life.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, so that was actually one of the things that I was going to add to what you had said. Um, like try and find a hobby that does not involve being online in any way.
Yeah.
Like that's like being clinically online is like one of the worst things that you can do for like
Hmm.
your social life in general. Like you get into like if you're athletic in any way, just like try and play like go play
Yeah.
a sport or something. I don't know,
Hmm.
just try and find something that you can go out and do around
Yeah.
other people. You don't even have to do with other
Like
people. Just get out around other people.
or even if it's like something nerdy like D&D, like at least that's with other
Yeah, yeah,
people too.
yeah.
So, and you can meet girls playing D&D. I mean, ugly girls, but it's okay.
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
definitely.
Yeah.
I I don't want this to sound like I'm talking down to people from a position of privilege because I do recognize that I am coming this a point of privilege. I want to take a point of privilege.
Yeah.
Um take
Wait, so
a
so
moment to
I
recognize my privilege, but
so when you recognize your privilege, are you then allowed to say the thing you wanted to say anyways?
yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, that's how it works. I don't want this to sound like I'm berating anyone, but I do think that this basically just goes along with what you were saying. Like you can't it's not all of the women.
Hmm.
Like if every experience you've had with everyone else has been negative, I'm not saying it necessarily is, but it might be you. Like you might need to do some work on yourself and your personality. And I feel like I actually can kind of say this because I actually multiple people have told me um, very kindly that when I was a teenager I was very annoying. And when I like 12 to like 15, I would say probably was my peak, most annoying years because I thought I was really smart and I wanted other people to think that I was really smart, and so I would just hit people with Wikipedia facts randomly, and that's not a good way to make friends. And I would like argue with people for no reason. Um, I remember I used to go to a youth group that was not, it wasn't my church because I was the only youth at my church, but I would go to another youth group, and there was this kid that was he was like kind of annoying. Like most people didn't really like him that much, but we were just like hanging out, and a car came by and like hit their brakes, and it like squealed really loudly. And he was like, "Wow, sounds like they need a new brake belt." And I was like, actually, brakes don't have belts; they have pads." And he was like, "No, they definitely have belts." And he was like, "My dad's a mechanic. I think I would know about this kind of stuff." And I was like, I don't care what your dad does. That doesn't mean you know anything about cars. And I actually have seen brakes in real life, and they have pads. They don't have belts. So his brake pad is squealing. So you want to avoid being that guy.
Yeah. But I don't know. Are all guys who are single like that guy? Or
No, but I've seen them.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
around, and they might be watching this potentially. And if
yeah,
that's you, stop trying to get people to think you're smart. Like even if you are smart, no one likes to
yeah,
no one likes to be dumber than someone. Like
yeah,
no one likes to obviously know that someone else is smarter than them.
yeah, yeah. It is kind of cringe, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah, I don't know. I don't want to, and I can say that because it's kind of self-deprecating a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, don't do that.
yeah. Or if you were gonna do that, what you should do is like make sure that you like laugh a lot and don't take anything
Yeah,
seriously
yeah,
ever. You know?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No. You were just talking. What were you talking about though? Like single guys doom scrolling, this and that.
Yeah, definitely get off. And I'm still bad about this. I still spend more time online than I want to, but I feel like it's become way too socially acceptable to just be on your phone for like the majority of the day.
Hmm.
Like when did that become like a normal pastime?
Yeah. You know, it was
I
weird
do
because.
think
Hmm. Oh, go
this.
ahead.
I was just gonna say this is another thing that I feel like has gotten a lot worse since COVID. But go ahead.
Oh, I mean, it's weird when you remember that smartphones have only been like common for what
Yeah,
15 years,
yeah.
if
If
that,
that.
if that. Yeah.
Like my parents didn't get one until like 10 or 11 years ago. Like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah. My dad.
definitely very
Mhm.
recent.
My dad got a smartphone. I don't know, when I was 16. That's almost 10 years ago. Well,
Yeah.
it's 8 years ago. Yeah. My mom
Yeah.
didn't get a smartphone until I was like almost 18. You know,
Yeah.
which I should probably add dates because it sounds, if people think I'm much older than I actually am. I'm 24. So
Yeah.
it wasn't that long ago, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think that's probably a good move to not have a smartphone. I've been thinking about getting a like a flip phone or just a
Hmm.
regular phone.
Yeah. It's, it's hard though. We've gotten so used to like podcasts that it's
Yeah,
in
that is the
books
bad
that
thing. Yeah,
it's
audiobooks.
hard to I've thought of it too. I wanted to use like just start using a flip phone and then just, just hook up my, earbuds to my iPad at work and just leave that on my
Yeah.
desk or whatever,
Oh, Bluetooth earbuds?
Bluetooth earbuds and just like use a flip phone, but connect my audiobook to my
It would be funny
iPad.
if you could find some extremely long wired headphones, like full like Beats,
Yeah.
like big producer headphones that you
Hmm.
could have a wire plugged into your iPad and just
Yeah, that'd be
walk
dangerous at
around
my
with it.
job because I'd
Yeah.
have those big beats where I can't hear any the noise canceling,
Yeah.
and then someone just like hits me with a forklift.
Yeah, yeah. You don't hear the beeping, and they just back right into you. Oh, hey, did you know that? Did you know that Brett Cooper is getting married? She got engaged
Oh
recently.
no, her audience is gonna go.
I know. So that was what was making me laugh. Is
Yeah.
that, um, like conservative guys talk about make fun of like OnlyFans girls
Yeah.
and stuff, and like make fun of the guys that subscribe to OnlyFans,
Hmm.
and then they just go online and openly simp for
Yeah. Exactly.
Brett Cooper. And like, I'm not
Yeah.
comparing your OnlyFans girl at all,
No.
but
Yeah.
that's what they're doing is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just
It,
like a
it
parasocial relationship.
mhm. It is really funny too how like I mean they knew that's what the show would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was an
So
intentional thing.
so it's
Yeah.
like I don't understand, and maybe this is just me, but I don't understand the appeal to doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't understand the appeal to actually like being the star of that kind of show or even producing that show when you know that it will have a sort of detrimental effect on the viewers to some
Yeah.
extent. I mean, I know they're cooperating with it, like they're giving into that, but still.
I don't know. I think the fact that they set it up as like they made her look like a streamer, like
Yeah.
like she's like going to a movie set basically
Hmm.
of like a bedroom and like
Hmm.
streamer setup in a bedroom.
Yeah.
It's like it's a very like I'm not really a big fan of the Daily Wire, to be honest, and that's just another reason why like it's just such an obvious like cash grab. Like
It's a,
it's
well,
like
I use
it
this
was
word
clearly a
lightly.
boardroom decision.
Yeah, I use this word lightly, but it's a grift, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
that show, yeah, it definitely is.
yeah.
But, you know,
I think honestly, I think my favorite person from the Daily Wire is probably Michael Knowles.
I like Michael Knowles a lot, you know?
I've liked him ever since he was on Community as Abed from Community. You remember that?
Yeah, when he played Abed. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty good.
No
Yeah,
one's gonna get that joke, but
I'll put up a picture.
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
good. Yeah, he's Catholic, right?
Hmm. And
Yeah, yeah.
he seems to be pretty serious about his faith as well. So,
I like the fact that he's not like very openly. I don't know what the word is, but a lot of the guys from Daily Wire are very
polemical.
political.
Polemical?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
Um, I know how to use it.
Yeah. No. Here's
Like
a word that you've used
attacking.
before:
Mhm.
curmudgeony,
Curmudgeon.
curmudgeonry. Yeah,
Cur-
yeah. They're all
like,
curmudgeons.
well, yeah, well, like the curmudgeons are like the guy from Up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that Michael Knowles is he's just very well spoken, and he's not he doesn't really, for the most part, he doesn't act like people are dumb.
Yeah, I like
Like
that too.
he respects people's intelligence a little bit more than
Yeah.
the other people.
You should have seen him on I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched clips from him on the Whatever podcast.
Yeah.
And he was so kind to them, you know, like so
Yeah.
like it's like he didn't want
Gracious.
them. I know, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I saw him
I've
talking
seen a
to
bunch of shorts from that.
oh yeah. No, it's really nice. He's very kind to them. And even when it looked like he was getting frustrated, he still kept his cool, you know.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I was gonna say though about that kind of connecting to the Brett Cooper thing, you know.
Yeah.
I I don't think it's good for men to consume like personality driven content from women
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
not their wives.
Yeah.
And if you're single, if you have no possibility to ever interact with them in real life, there's really no reason for you to consume that content as well. This is probably might be a very controversial take.
No,
But
I think I agree with you. So this is another hot take, and again,
yeah.
this is coming from a position of where I admit that like I consume a lot more media than I should,
Hmm.
but like 99% of it is crap. It's all
Hmm.
useless. Like even
Hmm.
Daily Wire, any Steven Crowder, any kind of conservative content that you watch,
Hmm.
anything like that, it's all garbage. Like
Hmm.
you're not really gonna get anything of sustenance. It's basically just entertainment, and
Yeah.
like not even that good of entertainment, to be
And it's
honest.
just distracting you too, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Do you mostly watch shorts or you watch like long videos all the time?
Every once in a while, I'll get in a hole of watching shorts, like a just an endless scroll.
Hmm.
And it's usually by accident. It's like my wife will send me something and I'll watch it and then just keep
Yeah.
scrolling, and then it's an hour later and I'm still scrolling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I try to stay away from shorts if possible.
Hmm.
Like most of the media that I consume is podcasts. And
Oh,
even
okay.
that I wish I listened to less podcasts, cuz even that is just a
Yeah.
I need to get more into audiobooks.
Hmm. Yeah. I
I
think, yeah. Hmm.
going
You're saying?
going back to sorry, going back to what we were talking about earlier with the like the loneliness epidemic thing. I understand why people get like red pilled or black pilled or whatever, because it does
Hmm.
actually look like kind of bleak. Like
Yeah.
you have to be like you have to do whatever you can to like improve yourself. Like you
Hmm.
have to take some responsibility. But I definitely understand that like it's not looking great just in
Yeah.
general for society.
Yeah. And then also if you're so overstimulated that,
Yeah.
when people say, or people like me, I say, hey, you should go to church or you should go outside. You should have hobby, or like what you said, you should have hobbies that don't involve the internet or something. Like
Yeah.
those are absurdly boring. If you know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like kind of it feels what's the right word I'm trying to say, out of touch, because like I don't play video games, but like if I were like one of those Call of Duty gamer bros, and I were to
Yeah.
tell somebody like, oh no, you should just like enjoy having conversations with your friends, like that's insane. When you're just so used to all this stimulation all the time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I definitely think just being clinically online just in general, like just for your mental health and everything like that. That's like one of the worst things you can possibly do.
Yeah, I think people should probably if I were to say one piece of advice for people, because I think we're probably reaching a good stopping point. What do you think?
Sure, yeah.
I if I were to
I
have
thought we
one,
reached a good stopping point about 45 minutes ago.
oh really?
No.
Oh,
No.
I I think that people should probably go touch grass and
Yeah.
yeah. What do you think?
So I can only say one piece of advice?
I'm gonna say it's a billion. I don't know. Whatever you want.
Okay, so I'm going to say one more piece of advice. Um so like this is like you yesterday you said this thing about like getting a job and like going to church. So I would say one more piece of advice that's kind of like broken up into multiple different parts is stop being online so much in general. And this is something that I need to do as well. So I don't sound like I'm preaching at anyone. Like this is
Hmm.
just generally um try to limit your time spent online as much. Try to spend like find some sort of hobby that you can do like around other people, and like maybe possibly a way that you can meet other people. And if you don't have like anything that you're interested in, just like go to the gym.
Hmm.
Would probably be a good thing to start off with.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. What's really funny is how when it really comes down to it, how vanilla like all of the advice can be.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like that what's that quote from Anna Karenina where it's something like happy families are happy in one way or something, unhappy families are happy in I'm butchering that, but I don't know.
I have no
It
idea.
it is
I don't read.
it's pretty simple, I think. But I don't know. It's not.
It is so. I think the broad ideas are
It's
simple. It's
straightforward.
just
How about that?
yeah, straightforward. It's straightforward, but it's definitely not easy. I wouldn't say it's
Yeah.
easy.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I guess I could say like a little bit more uh about like you could go into like more specifics of like whatever situation you're in, like what you should do for your specific situation, but like just broadly, like I think people don't realize how bad the internet is for you and how bad having like a constant stream of information and dopamine directly
Hmm.
into your brain is like it's very bad for you. And it's a
Yeah.
very easy way to develop bad habits.
Hmm. Yeah. I think
So
that mhm.
no, I didn't. I wasn't saying anything else.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. We're very bad at just being silent with our own thoughts.
Yeah, definitely.
What what people don't realize is that the mental chatter, you know, like you just kind of have to sit with that for a while, and then it quiets, you know.
Yeah,
But people, it's not easy to do that, but it does quiet.
that's one thing I've been trying to do. For a while, I would always bring my earbuds to work and be listening to music or podcasts pretty much the whole time while I was at work. And I've been trying to um, periodically just not do that and just be like in silence the whole time, or maybe talk to my coworkers a little bit more.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I definitely need to do better about that kind of stuff too, like media consumption. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on my podcast. This has been
Yeah. No, life's weird, man. That's
yeah,
life's
definitely.
weird. It is weird.
It is weird.
It I think sometimes it's easy to like look back at our parents' generation and pine for what to us looks like easier days, and for them it might have been. It
Yeah.
might have been easier back then. I don't know, but I think that if you're a Christian, this is just you know stop looking over your shoulder for Constantinople and for
Yeah. Yeah.
the Christian America in the 1950s or whatnot.
Yeah.
You have and always so long as you're on Earth, you have and always will be in exile. And
Hmm.
I guess like you're not supposed to get too comfortable here. That's okay.
Yeah.
Not like you're supposed to. I'm not trying to preach bad eschatology, but still, you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I do think it's very easy to get into the mindset that uh I don't know. I think the majority of people, Christian or not, just kind of tend to fall in line with the whatever culture they're in. And the current culture is very much wrapped up in like nostalgia and
Hmm.
like wishing like things could be the way they used to be and like how much better things used to be and everything sucks right now. And it's very easy for just like we as Christians, we're still like we're still a part of the culture that we live in, and so it's very easy to get caught up in that mentality. But
Hmm.
like you said, it's really not the it's not the right mindset to have.